You came into my life so quietly, I didn't see it coming then. Somewhere between your laugh and mine, I let you in. I wasn't careful with my feelings, I didn't hold my heart in place. I trusted you with every part of me and my weakest state. I was building something real while you were already unsure. I thought love was growing stronger, you were looking for the door. You left when I loved you most, when my heart was all the way in. I gave you more than I ever gave. You gave up right then. You left when I loved you most, when letting go felt impossible. I was dreaming about forever, you were already gone. I stayed up late just thinking about a future in your name. You started pulling back slowly, like loving me became a weight. I learned your silence too well, every pause, every space. I kept believing in us while you were racing the trace. I don't know when you stopped trying or when your feelings changed. I just know I was falling deeper while you were walking away. You left when I loved you most, when I stopped being afraid. I finally let my guard down, and that's when you escaped. You left when I loved you most, when my heart had no defense. I stayed loyal to the feeling, you stayed loyal to the end. If you were already unsure, why didn't you tell me the truth? Why let me love you harder if you knew you were leaving soon? I don't regret loving you deeply, that part was real to me. I just wish you didn't leave when love meant everything. You left when I loved you most, and that's what hurts the worst. Not losing you in the end, but losing you at my best. You left when I loved you most, when my heart was finally free. I didn't fall apart because you left, I fell apart because you left. I fell apart because you left. Some people don't leave when love is gone, they leave when love gets real. I wasn't playing games, I wasn't I just know I was loving harder while you loved me slow. You left right when my heart was all in. When I finally believed I trusted you with everything, you gave me disbelief. You left right when my heart was all in, and that's what hurts the most. Not that you walked away, but the moment you chose to go. If you were already unsure, why let me fall this deep? Why wait until I gave you my heart to finally leave? I don't regret loving you. That part was true. I just wish you didn't leave when love was new. You left right when my heart was all in, and now I see it clear. I wasn't wrong for loving you. You just weren't here. You left right when my heart was all in, when my guard was finally down. I didn't lose myself in love. I lost you when I found some people don't leave slowly. They leave when you're all in. I wasn't holding back this time. I gave you all of me. Every thought, every feeling, every part you couldn't see. I didn't rush, I didn't force it. I let it grow so slow. I thought we were building something. You were already letting go. I felt safe inside your name and finally felt enough. I didn't know that loving deeper would make it easier to take me up. You walked away in my deepest love, when I was falling all the way. I gave you more than I ever did. You chose to leave that day. You walked away in my deepest love, when my heart was finally true. I was learning how to love you right. You were learning how to move. I started seeing futures in the way you held my hand. I stopped doubting where we were. I thought you'd understand. You started feeling distant, like love was getting real. I stayed open, stayed believing. You stayed unsure of what you feel. I don't know when you made the choice or when your feelings changed. I just know I was loving harder while you quietly disengaged. You walked away in my deepest love, when I had nothing left to fear. I trusted you with everything. You disappeared. You walked away in my deepest love, and that's what hurts the most. Not losing you in the end, but losing you so close. wait until my heart was open to prove me wrong. I don't regret the way I loved, that part was honest, true. I just wish you didn't walk away. When love was new, you walked away in my deepest love.
I just wish you didn't stay so long. If you already knew I was loving you, you were leaving when I finally felt safe. I let you see my deepest side. You couldn't stay. I was loving you, you were leaving, and that's the part that hurts. Not that you walked away in the end. with you if you watch it fall. I don't need closure wrapped in lies. I don't need your excuse. I need the truth you never said when I was choosing you. I was loving you, you were leaving, and now I finally see I didn't lose myself in loving you. I lost you while loving me. I was loving you, you were leaving, two hearts out of sync. I was giving everything I had, you were already free. Some people leave quietly while you're still all in. You didn't leave when love was fading. You didn't leave when things were cold. You left right in the middle when my heart was fully open. We weren't broken, we weren't done. We were still learning who we are. But you walked out between the lines before we reached the hardest part. I was holding on to hope. You were holding on to doubt. I was trying to build us up. You were finding your way out. You left in the middle of my heart before I was prepared. I was loving you with everything. You disappeared. You left in the middle of my heart when love was still alive. I wasn't ready for goodbye. Not this time. I still hear you in my silence. I still feel you when I breathe. Like you left your shadow in me and took the rest with you when you leave. I replay the conversation, looking for the missing sign, trying to understand the moment when your heart stopped matching mine. I don't know when you let me go or when your feelings change. I just know I was still choosing you while you rearranged. You left in the middle of my heart, and that's what hurts the most. Not losing you at the end, but losing you so close. You left in the middle of my heart when I still believe I gave you all the love I had. You couldn't receive. If love is still inside you, why didn't you fight to stay? Why let me fall this deeply? If you'd walk away, I don't regret the way I love. That part was true. I just wish you didn't leave before I was through. You left in the middle of my heart before it could heal or break. I was ready to give you forever. You chose escape. You I showed up every time you called, no matter where I was. I made room for all your storms and never gave up on us. I've been when things got complicated. I stayed when love got loud. I gave you patience, gave you faith, you gave me doubt. I was steady, I was real. I didn't play pretend. I was giving you my everything. You were planning the end. Your space, adjusted how I breathe. I believed in all your words, you believed in leaving me. You said you needed time to think, but time just pushed you away. I stayed loyal to the feeling, you stayed halfway. I don't regret the love I gave, I regret the silence I ignored. I was building something honest, you were searching for the door. I gave you everything, you gave goodbye when I was all in deep. I trusted you with all I had, you couldn't keep. I gave you everything, you gave goodbye, and that's the truth I faced. I didn't lose myself in loving you, I lost you in the space. I don't need apologies that come too late. I don't need explanations that change the day. If leaving was your only truth, you should have said it sooner. I would have saved my heart instead of losing you. I gave you everything, you gave goodbye, and now I finally see I wasn't asking for too much. You just weren't ready. I gave you everything, you gave goodbye, and now I'm chasing that pain. I loved you with consistency. You loved me when it was safe. Some people take everything, then leave without looking back. You chose to go when I chose you. I chose you on your worst days, when loving you felt hard. I stayed when things got messy, when we fell apart. You said you needed freedom, like love was holding you down. While I was learning how to stay, you were finding your way out. I didn't ask for perfect, I didn't ask for proof. I just asked you to choose me the way I chose you. You chose to go when I chose you. When my heart was standing still, I was ready You chose to go and I chose you, and that's what breaks me most. Not that you needed something else, but that you never told. You chose to go and I chose you when love was still alive. I didn't lose you in the end, I lost you mid-time. If choosing me felt too heavy, why let me carry us both? Why let me dream of tomorrow if you'd already let go? And I'm not angry, I'm awake now. I see the truth so clear. Some people don't choose love, they choose disappearing. You chose to go and I chose you, and now I understand. I wasn't wrong for loving you, you just had other plans. You chose to go and I chose you, and I won't chase that pain. I'll choose myself from now on and break this chain. Not everyone who stays loves you. Not everyone who leaves is honest. I was still reading old messages, like they could change the end. You were already living a new life, like I was never there. I kept your name in every song, every place we used to go. I stayed right where you left me while you let go. I thought time would bring you back, or at least slow you down. But time just showed me clearly you weren't turning around. I stayed in love while you moved on, while my heart stayed behind. I was holding on to memories, you were leaving me in time. I stayed in love while you moved on, like we weren't the same. I was still calling it us, you stopped saying my name. I didn't rush into the healing, I let myself feel it all. You replaced the silence quickly, like love meant nothing at all. I tried to understand your leaving, tried not to take the blame, but it's hard not to question yourself when love doesn't stay. I don't hate you for moving forward, I hate that I was late. Still loving you sincerely while you were already okay. I stayed in love while you moved on, that's the part that hurts. Not that you found a new beginning, but that mine still hurts. stay because what we had was true. I don't regret the way I loved, even if it broke. I just wish you didn't leave me still full of hope. I stayed in love while you moved on, and now I finally see I wasn't weak for holding on. I was loyal to me. I stayed in love while you moved on, but I won't stay here long. I'm learning how to let you go and move on strong. Some people move on faster, others love longer. Love me alone. The room feels bigger without you. Even when I'm not alone, I don't reach for my phone anymore, but I still feel your tone. I don't replay every moment, I don't ask where we went wrong. I just sit with the quiet now and let the nights go long. I don't feel anger in my chest, I don't feel the need to fight. I just feel the echo of your name fading with the light. You left me loving you alone. When I was still all in, I didn't chase, I didn't beg, I let the silence win. You left me loving you alone, and somehow I survived. I learned that loving deeply doesn't mean you die. I don't compare my healing to the way you moved on fast. Some hearts close doors quietly, others take their past. I kept the love we built inside, I didn't throw it away. I just stopped carrying your name into every day. I don't regret the love I gave, it shaped the way I feel. If loving you is real pain, then at least it was real. You left me loving you alone, but I'm not broken now. I stayed true to what I felt, I know that much somehow. You left me loving you alone, and I finally see I didn't lose myself in you, I found what's left of me. Maybe love doesn't always stay, but it always teaches you how to sit with your own heart and let it heal too. I don't wish you harm or regret, I don't wish you back, I just wish you honesty on the road you tread. You left me loving you alone, and now I let it rest. I gave the best I could. I gave you my best. You left me loving you alone, but I don't carry shame. Some people leave your life, but not your ability to love again.